It's the Weekly Wrap with your host, broadcasting legend Bruce Wolf, and his trusty sidekick, comedian Tim Slagle. And now, without further ado, Bruce Wolf.
Bruce Wolf, Tim Slagle on the Weekly Wrap. And now it's time for my favorite part of the show, wherein I guess what's in Tim's background. This is an easy one, a slam dunk, Tim. You got the picture of the future. The gay Ayatollah leading the Pride Parade in downtown Tehran next June. Am I right about that?
I think I have to score that as a win. However, it's not exactly. I think the Pride Parade this year in Iran, because of budget cuts, is only going to be 8 stories. So, no, it's same subject, but
okay.
I went with the song parody.
Let's see. Yeah, My Sharona. There we go.
Ayatollah.
Ayatollah. All right. Which, of course, Steve Dahl, my mentor, had the Ayatollah song for everybody did the bomb Iran, but he went with the knack back in the day. So it's hard to keep up with all this stuff. I mean, when we're recording, this is the day that Donald Trump, and I don't know much attention he'll get for this, but apparently he was in the Oval Office and
with he representative from Japan, I believe.
I think the Japanese prime minister was there, if I'm not mistaken. But there was a question asked by a Japanese reporter, why didn't you tell us that you were going to launch an attack against Iran? And he responded with, why didn't you tell us about Pearl Harbor? Which was, tasteless. I agree.
It reminds me of that old joke. And it's the punchline is iceberg, Goldberg. What's the difference?
Well, speaking of Jewish humor, there was a joke that my late father-in-law would tell. It was, did you hear about the Jewish kamikaze? Every December 7th, he attacked Pearl Schwartz. So, I mean, anyway. So let me ask you this, and Tim, your opinion's as good as anybody's on this, because every day, I mean, I've gotten to the point where, I have to watch Sean Hannity just to, feel a little bit of confidence, because there's so many naysayers and nattering nabobs of negativism, pardon my Spiro Agnew, about this. But what's your take on how well the war is going? And I know that if you didn't go to war college, you've read a big book or two or something like that. You saw McHale's Navy on TV, so that's good enough.
I don't think it's going poorly.
Yeah. Okay.
You look at the list. You look at the list of important people that are no longer with us. And it vastly outnumbers the servicemen we lost. So I mean,
just the important guys.
That's just the important guys. Yeah.
And they've lost them, and we, every life is important, but they've lost, just in terms of numbers, more big shots than we have lost. Totally. I mean, it's like, you remember Simon Wiesenthal, the Nazi hunter? I mean, this is like Simon Wiesenthal on steroids. I mean, it's happening so fast. And people aren't satisfied with this. I'll watch like a typical Reacher episode, and he doesn't take out as many people as the Israelis and the Americans have been taking out.
Not to mention, it's the leaders that they appoint last about as long as a sheriff in Blazing Saddles.
Well, I mean, and I think, when we're recording this, I think I read, it's hard for me. I admit it's a little bias here. All those names kind of blur together for me. I don't speak Farsi, but I think they took out a guy that became a replacement yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. So, they're coming fast and furious.
I imagine the next leader is just going to appear with a paper bag over his head. They're just going to say, "Well, we picked a new leader, Muhammad,
the unknown leader."
Yeah, the unknown leader. His name's his name's Muhammad, but that doesn't narrow it down too much.
So, so you get people picking around at the edges. The question of taste. It's about the baseball cap that Trump is wearing, or what we're calling this operation.
He did not wear it. Did you see the last
So
transfer?
the last one, he wasn't wearing anything. Right. Probably wasn't windy out though. Right.
Well, if you look at his hair, it's
Mhm.
it looks rigid. It looks
You think he plastered it down? They plastered it down.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think he got shellac on it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we shellac them in Tehran, but he, makes sure the shellac goes right on his head. So
But it means he does pay attention. He does know. He does know. He wasn't going to take off the hat once he had it on.
yeah.
He wasn't prepared. But
Yeah. No, these are the important things. It's all about the optics. But this Peter Baker of the, excuse me, of the New York Times, was laying into Trump for calling it Operation Epic Fury. That's just what did he say exactly here? If we can get that, yeah, Operation Epic Fury is a quintessentially Trumpian choice for the name of a war, while other military operation names in modern times have evoked broader American values or uplifting sentiments like freedom and hope. Trump prefers rage. And I was thinking, you know what? There's no question there's a lot more bravado in Operation Epic Fury than in Jimmy Carter's Operation Let's Screw the Pooch. I mean, what? What? This is what happens when you let poetry majors talk about things that they are not onto at all. They're sitting on the sidelines trying to, and I'm one of them. I don't know what's going on. I'm very meta. My opinions are based on the opinions of others, as most of us are. We're not doing our own research.
Desert Storm didn't have any freedom or hope in it. It was just just loud, and I don't know what else the storm is.
Absolutely. And then I think there was a D-Day operation called Neptune, I guess. I mean, come on, bring it down to earth, man. I mean, whatever. But anyway, I got to be careful with both you and Chris on this. I know that you let on last week that you like the TV series, the streaming series Ponies. Chris, are you watching it as well? Do you plan on watching it? I don't want to spoil things on Ponies.
I watched the trailer. It did not seem that interesting.
Okay, fine. So
it's more interesting. It's more interesting than the trailer.
Yeah. How much did you watch the whole season?
Whole thing.
Okay.
Did you guys also watch the Kerry Russell one that's about spies and Russian?
You the Americans?
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. Did you like the Americans?
Tim, I didn't watch it.
You didn't watch the Americans either?
No.
You watched it, didn't you, Tim?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
I loved it.
And Kerry Russell.
I watched Felicity.
Don't get me going. Kerry Russell. Anyway, so here's my spoiler alert for those of you who are embarking on Ponies. Here's what's going to happen. In the second season of Ponies, our girls are going to travel through time and wind up in Iran, where they use compromat tricks that they learned in the USSR to bring down the new Ayatollah. And they'll travel through, because I mean, the show is so unrealistic. I don't see why time travel is beyond the suspension of disbelief. The whole thing is about compromat.
Yeah,
which is fun. I mean, it's kind of crazy. I mean,
yeah, it's fun, but it's not.
It's fun, but it's a little nutty. It's got its obligatory lesbian scene. Okay, right? Right.
But they stayed dressed during it. That was pretty amazing. They're not. I don't think either of those actresses.
It's a cartoon because there's a rescue, like an unbelievable rescue every 5 minutes in it. Yet it gives you a gritty feel as well. And Moscow looks great, and the Ruskies are horrible people. They're and as they should be portrayed. It was pretty enjoyable. I'd take it on.
I know that Emilia Clarke, in Game of Thrones, she pretty much put her foot down. She said, "Okay, if I'm signing on for another season, there's no more nude scenes."
Wait. Who's Emilia Clarke?
She's B in the Ponies, the mother of dragons from Game of Thrones.
Eyebrows.
Wait a minute.
Daenerys
last week.
Hold on. We did talk about this last week.
Yeah, Daenerys.
But she's a brunette.
Yeah.
That's her from Game of Thrones.
Isn't that amazing? She's a good actress.
I mean, she's a great actress, and I didn't even recognize her.
No,
I mean,
no.
I had no idea that
Have you noticed the eyebrows? Those eyebrows, they look like
okay, all right.
they look like animated caterpillars from a kid's cartoon.
I had
they're
no idea that she is
both. Yeah.
Oh, I have to look revisit it now. You don't see her in the picture that I don't think that's her, or is that her on the right?
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. I mean, it's really difficult. Oh, that blows
and when she
mind.
was in Game of Thrones, she said no more nude scenes.
How did she speak Russian in Ponies? I mean, that's not that easy to even fake.
I don't know if she's speaking Russian. Do you?
Exactly. It could have been Sid Caesar came on as the coach.
I just watched a clip of John Cleese doing Hitler. And it's just funny. It's like schnitzel, Messerschmitt.
Yeah. Now that we showed a picture of her, I do recognize her.
You can see it now
as well. Oh, okay.
Watch those eyebrows. They're amazing.
Yeah,
I still haven't decided whether they're AI or actually her eyebrows.
Well, I had 10 more minutes to talk about, strategy and Iran and everything, but of course it descended into lust over
as always.
Yeah, right. No, it was it's hard to believe that series is just there's too many Deus Ex Machina moments in there, but I mean you've got to but it is enjoyable. Oh, and the great thing about it is there's a Taylor Sheridan like moment in there too, and it's done a couple of times. The superiority of American cars over Russian ones. She's being chased, and she says, "Watch! I'm going to make this turn right now. The Russian cars can't do it." Okay,
that was a Volvo.
Excuse me. Exactly. Yeah. Bruce Wolf, Tim Slagle on the weekly wrap. Bruce Wolf, Tim Slagle on the weekly wrap. Okay. So my guy did not win the primary in the gubernatorial race. Got crushed. You don't live in Illinois, right?
Right.
Chris, can you divulge? Did you vote and whom you voted for? You don't have to.
I will not divulge.
Okay. Do you still work in politics?
No, I volunteered on a campaign this time around. Just did maybe 20 hours worth of work.
See, we have to. I think WJOB requires us to.
Whose campaign?
No, it doesn't. I don't think it does.
I don't care.
Anyway,
I don't care whose campaign.
Rather not say, and they didn't win.
Okay. There you go.
That narrows it down.
So, are you like a mini Dan Proft?
No.
Is that what it is? Okay, because
I never got close to $60 million. That's for sure.
Well, he didn't get 60 million himself.
That cartoon that Tim sent says $60 million. Oh, his company gets it, and
well, I mean, they spent it on ads and stuff like that, I guess.
I mean, there's consulting fees in there.
Sure.
Oh, no question about it. There's Vigorish.
Spent it just like Christy Nome.
Well, no,
she sure took her career out to the gravel pit like it was a bad dog, didn't she?
Yeah, she took hers, and it looks like Tulsi Gabbard's doing the same, right?
Really?
Oh yeah, she'll be gone in a few days.
What is she doing?
I thought she'd be gone on her own volition.
Yeah, well, yeah, she'll probably be gone. But let's
because she said the threat wasn't. She wouldn't say the threat was imminent. Is that?
No, she appointed somebody that she shouldn't have been appointed. Shouldn't have appointed. She's not in favor of this. I mean, she pivoted, and there's only so much pivoting you can do. But let's talk locally, if we may. So this guy Paris Schutz, who's I've gotten into it with him a little bit, the Channel 32 political editor. But
Mike Flannery.
Mike Flannery was. He's the new Mike Flannery.
Yeah, he's no Mike Flannery. That's all I'm saying.
So right. I mean, I like Mike. I don't know this Paris. We've gone back and forth a little bit, but he was quoting from this Tribune reporter who had made a big deal about Dan Proft. Full disclosure, he's my former partner. I don't know if you knew that, but on the radio, but he was getting $25,000 a month from the Dabrowski campaign as a consultant, and Paris Schutz tweeted Dan Proft is undefeated at being defeated, and I was wondering, $25,000 a month, that prorates to $300,000 a year. How many Tribune reporters and Channel 32 political editors could that buy? I'm wondering. And for that matter, throw in a podcaster with one former listener in the Philippines, my cousin, who died. So, but Tim, yeah. And then you actually, you mentioned that you were at an event with Dan at the Illinois Review or something like that a while back, and now the Illinois Review is criticizing Dan. So it looks like, these things happen. People turn on each other. Is that what happened?
Yeah, a lot of Soviet Party leaders were surprised to be facing a firing squad, I guess.
Right. So when I worked with Dan, there were all these. You understand. I was a sportscaster who became a political guy with this really inside political. It was quite a team that Drew Hayes put together at WLS. And, I'm kind of learning on the fly, even though, I subscribed to National Review since the October 1968 issue, which Jonah Goldberg told me the first time I interviewed him. Yeah, that's the one with the Phyllis Schlafly centerfold. Yeah, right. But and Dan would be members like the Illinois Policy Institute, and I don't know, Illinois Review and these other things. And I used to say, oh, these are your shell companies, right? I'd say it right on the air. And he'd laugh about it. They're accusing him of being a grifter, that all he cares about is, getting some money off this stuff. And I don't look at him that way at all. I think he's a true believer. I like to call him Dan Quixote, because he's, well, the guy was the campaign manager for Alan Keyes against Barack Obama. What are you going to do? So, and this time, he got into some trouble. I don't know if it was actually trouble, but because he was stumping on the radio for Ted Dabrowski, and at one point, some of the people who listened to that station, which I like to call WIND, because I'm an old timer, but they said that they were going to boycott the station because they were giving Darren Bailey a hard time on this. And then you talk about something Soviet-like, the Twitter for handle for the morning show called The Morning Answer had some kind of tweet that said, out of respect for Darren Bailey, because he's in the last week of the campaign, he's got to see his grandson and take care of his grandson. And you know what happened with Darren Bailey's family. It was just awful. We're not gonna rip him for some reason, but it sounded like the Morning Answer was speaking on its own behalf and not on Dan Proft's behalf. And all I can say is what I think Louis XIV said: "L'état c'est moi." The state is me. If he doesn't control that, the Twitter for the morning, I don't know, but I'm sure everything will be fine, and everybody will make up, and we'll all vote for Darren Bailey. Even, we'll try to bring the guys in from Northwest Indiana to vote for Darren Bailey in the election, and then he'll lose by 500,000 votes or whatever.
Just take a trip through the cemetery for me and jot down some names, Bruce.
Yeah, he's.
Did you see the election map though, Bruce? So Dan worked in some way because Dabrowski won all of the WIND listening area essentially.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah. How far does WIND go? It doesn't even.
Well, it's like cooking the collar, and that's what he kind of won, and then Bailey won pretty much every other county.
Right. But as Jeff Blehar wrote in National Review, the problem with downstate is that nobody's there anymore. Okay, so
looks good on the map. It looks good on the maps, though.
It looks nice. It looks big. It looks like there's
big
man, look at that Illinois.
They're trying to get annexed into Indiana every 3 months down there.
And I mean, that's where Huckleberry Finn slid down the Mississippi right over there, below St. Louis. No, but there's nothing down there anymore. It's a great area. You love the people down there. Love some of the names, Cairo and, Carbondale. Yeah, the people are great, but there's just not a lot of them anymore. And look at Juliana Stratton. It was really funny. She won Going Away. And, they tried to do her in like in the last minute because they came up with supposedly this endorsement that Jesse Jackson gave on his deathbed. Did you hear about this? Juliana Stratton claimed that Jesse Jackson you have to realize that Jesse Jackson was in and out of consciousness the last 30 days of his life and did not eat the last 12 days of his life. And as Frank Calabrese showed what she was basing that she had gotten Jesse Jackson's endorsement on. There was a sample ballot given out, and if you look at it, it's a sample ballot, and sure enough, it says Juliana Stratton, and it was given out by, the people of Jesse Jackson's, organization. But as Calabrese points out, apparently the Stratton campaign announced that she was endorsed by the late Reverend Jesse Jackson based on this voter guide. According to this guide, the late Reverend had picks for Senate, sanitary district judges, and much more. There's about 30 things on the ballot. And I'm thinking, well, no wonder he didn't eat the last 12 days of his life. He was too busy filling that out. So
did Jesse Jackson vote? Who did he vote for?
I kind of doubt, unless I don't know when early voting starts, but I kind of doubt that he voted. And then his family said it was all a mistake, and we didn't. And no harm, no foul, because she won Going Away. So,
do you know the turnout and vote in essentially hospice homes? It's like 100% in Cook County. It's like 100%. He voted.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he did.
Son voted for him, but he voted.
Okay. All right. In any event, and the Chicago and Toni Preckwinkle did not try to get, it's my understanding, she didn't even want the Chicago Teachers Union endorsement. That's how much of a pariah the CTU is right now. But she won Going Away. So much for Brendan Riley's shot at reform, and she won easily. And you wonder why people keep voting for this. If they want to get hit on the head, it's kind of like let them. What can you do?
It's really hard to change the mind of dead people.
They may be the Walking Dead. So that's nothing. So my own voting story is that I wanted to do my civic duty and vote, but the car that I was going to use was actually outside. And if you recall, it was like 8 degrees that day, and the snow froze on the car. I couldn't open my car door, and I was ready to give up and not vote. But you know what? I said, dang it, I'm going to vote. And I know that Ted Dabrowski is going to lose, but I'm going to vote. And so I, shoveled it off, make sure that my heart rate didn't go up too high because, get a little old now. But I made it to the polls, got my little sticker in Spanish, Yo vote or something like that says I voted. And I was like basically the only one at the polls when I voted. So
you know why the election day is Tuesday?
So that the people don't vote, right?
No,
what?
It's to give them 2 days after church to get into town to vote. In a buckboard, and you're whining about having to scrape a little snow off the windshield.
Man, do I feel bad. Bruce Wolf, Tim Slagle on the Weekly Wrap. Bruce Wolf, Tim Slagle on the Weekly Wrap. And WTMJ, station I actually I was so desperate at one point I applied for a job there. Didn't get it. 620 WTMJ Milwaukee had an interesting tweet. They were having a discussion whether Trump derangement syndrome is outstripped by Trump devotion syndrome. Okay. And I was thinking, I think I may have both. Is that possible?
83% of those polled think that it is outstripped, that there's more devotion than derangement.
Very, very interesting. But stupid, as Artie Johnson used to say, I'm laughing. Hey, did you see? And it's interesting. The war has made for strange bedfellows. Brit Hume had a tweet. Do you know who David Boies is?
I do not.
He is an attorney, top flight attorney, and he and another guy were the ones who argued to the U.S. Supreme Court in favor of gay marriage. Okay. As a matter of fact, I remember, I think Dan and I interviewed them on WLS around that time. And I was like in awe. I'm going to be talking to these constitutional lawyers. And the interesting thing was they didn't even make like a legal argument. It was more like, hey, it's about time. And I was like that. Okay. I'm sure Justice Scalia was impressed.
So what are you, a homophobe?
Well, I'll just mention that his name is David Boies, as in Boys Town. But no, it's Boise. Anyway, he's a smart guy. And as Brit Hume said, this from Democrat super lawyer David Boies: no sensible person wants a war. Wars destroy lives, waste treasure, and usually are unpopular. But the widespread hostility to this military action seems untethered to any serious discussion of the merits, which, spoken like a true lawyer. So, I mean, that's interesting that that he would rip the war critics. You'd think he'd be coming out on the other side. Now, on the other hand, there's another lawyer named MEGYN Kelly. I believe she went to the closed cover before striking School of Law. I can't remember exactly, but she got into it with Mark Levin. Micro penis Mark, that's what she called him, thinks he has the monopoly on lewd. He tweets about me obsessively in the crudest, nastiest terms possible, literally more than some stalkers I've had arrested. He doesn't like it when women like me fight back because of his micro penis. And, I got to tell you, she's bringing out the heavy artillery. Character assassination by alliteration. Next come the puns from MEGYN Kelly. I mean, just like so.
Or as Mark calls her, Terhan Kelly.
Really interesting. Yeah. Interesting.
And he doesn't make lewd remarks.
No,
he just refers to the amount of plastic surgery that it took to get to where she is today.
And he calls Tucker Carlson Tucker Cutter.
Carlson.
It looks better written than spoken.
I mean, I've had my problems with Mark Levin mainly because he's been successful, but it's hard for me to believe. Do you know that guy's like 3 or 4 years younger than I am? It's and I got to think that I've got a bigger penis than he does. That's all I'm saying. But Dave, I'm a big fan of his.
I would like to see those laid out on the counter. I would like to. I would like to see that competition. As Mr. Kent took his offer to debate him, so maybe
that'll be fantastic.
Maybe you should tweet out, Mark, because I want to.
Yeah, I think Mark's head will explode if he actually has to talk to him. Kent. Did you see this tweet from a guy named David Kite? I want to say Khait, and he was tweeting about the Ben Shapiro, MEGYN Kelly, contrastomp, I guess. I'm sorry.
I'm still stuck on Tim's idea of the new direction of Bruce's Jews news.
Oh yeah, right. We're going to measure. By the way, I was going to suggest if we were taking out a clip, to just. Advertise the show. That's the one that you want to use. That's the great tease. Anyway, Ben Shapiro calling MEGYN Kelly a 14-year-old mean girl in a 55-year-old body is exactly what I needed to hear today. So I guess what Ben is trying to say is that the drapes don't match the carpeting, so to speak, with Megyn. But yeah, I got that one. So that's the story with her, and she's not only double, she's quadrupling down. I mean, she's there. There's no bottom to this. Hell hath no fury, like a woman scorned by NBC. I mean, that's what happened to her.
Is it
She
that,
had,
or she sees dollars like Candace Owen, who gets
this whole thing between Mark Levin and I guess Ben Shapiro's on his side and the other podcasters. What it reminds to me is like when the morning team and the afternoon team on a radio station would have a feud.
This is Larry Lujak, Steve Dahl.
Yeah, exactly.
Except the Larry Lujak Steve Dahl feud was real. As a matter of fact, as Tommy Edwards told me after Larry died, and I got to host the special on WLS because I was the heir to Uncle Lair. Okay, I'll have you know. Huh? And he said that Larry Lujak didn't have any problem with Steve Dahl per se, for saying anything about him. What he was concerned about was about office personnel who were being ridiculed. So, but Steve isn't here to defend himself, and probably wouldn't really care to. So let us move on to Paul Ehrlich. Did you have to read his book, The Population Bomb? He died. He was 93. He died the other day.
No, it was not. It was not mandatory reading for when I was in school. It was
the first book I had to read at Northwestern University, a class called Environmental Biology. Physics for poets and environmental biology, that kind of stuff. So you have to read that, and I did well on the exam on it. And after I did well on the exam, I felt okay. I belong here. I put a Northwestern sticker in my windshield, my back windshield, and because I felt like I belonged. Now I feel like I should be recalled, like a Pinto, and because everything that he said was total garbage. Yeah. And a lot of people have lamented that. There was one guy who wrote a letter to the Wall Street Journal a few years ago saying that based on what Paul Ehrlich was saying about the population explosion, he never had any children or grandchildren or anything based on that book. And his policies were actually, it's not a
that
joke.
He knows of.
His policies were implemented in a lot of countries, and they were very
it caused tragedy. It caused
totally. Yeah.
Is North Korea's number one export to China is women. Because of his policies.
It was, and anyway, he died at age 93.
And he finally
died. So Russ Roberts.
I actually always thought that it would be a great startup to offer actions speak louder than words. I think I would call the company. And if you think that there's too many people on the planet, what we can do is, for a reasonable fee, we will take you to a country where assisted suicide is legal, and you can actually reduce the population by 1. And then,
we're getting close to that. Canada's almost there.
Sure. Right and then now. What we do is we feed your remains to an endangered species of your choice.
Man, there's another clip, Chris. Absolutely. We got 2 clips going for the show. All right. This guy, Russ Roberts.
I want to still talk about Paul Ehrlich.
Well, this is part of it. Part of it.
Okay.
We'll get back to him, your comments on this. So he has the New York Times. So how does the New York Times obit look? Paul R. Ehrlich, who alarmed the world with the population bomb, dies at 93. And I think it says that in the obit, it says that his predictions were premature. Okay. Yeah. They proved to be, his predictions proved premature. No, they were wrong, but that's the New York Times. And I feel, not only do I feel guilty about having, graduated Northwestern based in part on having passed an exam on his neo-Malthusianism. I also, feel guilty that I actually subsidize those kinds of news stories at the New York Times because I buy the games from the New York Times. And so I would like Russ Roberts to start a spelling bee anonymous support group if I quit, because I got 5 queen bees in a row in December. Yeah. How about that? Yeah, sure. If I could quarterback the Chicago Bears, I'd do it, but I can't. That's what I can do. And what if I just stopped like doing they added a MIDI crossword puzzle. They have the mini, the little one, and the regular one. They added a MIDI if you weren't already hooked. So I mean, I can't quit this stuff. I quit in a second because I'm subsidizing these commies.
Wow.
What were you going to say about
not only not only is the predictions wrong, they're actually 180 degrees from the truth. I mean, here we are. Here we are, a little more than 50 years later, and the children today are more threatened by obesity-related illnesses than starvation. There are more people that die every day of obesity diseases than we are better fed than any time in history.
CBS did like in the early 60s, Hunger in America, the distended bellies. There's no distended bellies anymore. There's, Burger King bellies right now. There are 8 billion. Oh, somebody did his obituary, said he survived by 8,300,678,394 people. 134% increase from 1968, with a daily worldwide average calorie intake of 2,800 calories. 2,800.
There you go.
But of course, if you take away the USA, it's probably down to about 1,000 for everybody with no air conditioning. Bruce Wolf, Tim Slagle on the Weekly Wrap. Bruce Wolf, Tim Slagle on the Weekly Wrap. And you wanted to say something about Paul Ehrlich to close the loop? Yeah.
You're familiar with the bet he had with Julian Simon?
Oh yeah, he lost.
It's he said, pick any group of commodities and I guarantee inflation adjusted they will be worth less money 10 years from now rather than more, because the reason which indicates that we're not running out of resources, we're finding more every year. It's we were supposed to run out of gas by the year 2000. Do you remember that? One?
Everything. It's just, capitalism creates all this stuff. We create solutions to problems, and then we create even more problems that that are great, but not, no, it's a cleaner environment. You got Bill Gates now even saying there was hysteria over the climate. What I'm more concerned about now is Chris diverted my attention during the break to your surprise picture behind you today, and it's the Knack My Sharona, and I didn't realize the woman in the photo
is actually
Sharona. And I gotta say, nice knackers. No question about that. Yeah. Oh yeah. I haven't advanced. The world may have advanced in the last several decades, but I haven't. So did you? A question. Did you see any of the Oscars? Are you going to see as much of the NCAA tournament that you saw of the Oscars? My bet is that you will see the same amount, and you saw neither, and we'll see neither.
Yeah, you're quite likely.
I am not. I didn't see any of the Oscars. Now I used to be in, I think this is the first year I'm not in any brackets anywhere. I even wanted to have a tournament among people to see which bracket I would choose, whose pool I would choose. That would be an interesting thing. At least it would be about me.
The Oscar bracket, or
no, the NCAA tournament bracket.
Oh, okay.
But I don't even follow it. I mean, it's just, there's a good reason not to follow it. There is even less to do with college than it has ever had to do with college before. I mean, you got these one and done guys. It doesn't really matter. And actually, I've been living a lifetime ban from participating in the NCAA tournament pools. As I've spoken about this before, I took the SAT for Derrick Rose, and as a result, he wound up leading Memphis to the finals, I think it was, of the NCAAs his freshman year. And then all those victories were thrown out because they found out that I had taken the SAT for him. And I had bet a lot of money in the NBC5 office pool. I had to give all that money back a year later. So yeah, there's a stain on me, the NCAAs.
And do you know how bad it really is? Because you can make so much money playing college ball. They let you go back from the G League and go back to college. Because
Did
you
you
make more
see?
money in college than you do in the G League.
Yeah. Did you
Wow.
see this? There's a University of Miami football player. I think he's the quarterback. I think he's at Miami now, but he's like a 6th-year guy, and he transferred from another school, and he's not taking any classes at Miami. At what point is the
Well, that was Carson
relationship?
Beck.
Is
That
that
was
who that
Carson
is?
Beck. Yeah, he was taking 0 classes last year when the team got to the national championship.
Yeah. When the relationship is that tenuous, yeah, I think maybe we got to rethink this whole thing. I knew they'd kill the golden goose someday. In any event, Chris was teasing me during the week. He said, when I gave him the list of stories that I wanted to talk about, he was surprised that I wasn't going to include a tribute to Orion Samuelson. Okay. Do you know who Orion Samuelson is? Tim, do you have any idea?
Yeah, he's the voice of WGN, wasn't he?
He did the farm reports.
The Farm Report? Okay. Well, I think he did more than that, though. I mean, didn't
No,
he?
I think that's about all he did.
Really?
For about 60 years.
Huh.
But he did it so well. And I was substituting. I actually tried to get a job. I was substituting at WGN about 17 years ago. And I was on the radio, and he came on to do the farm report. And I do the Cliff voice, Now it's time for the farm report with Orion Samuelson, brought to you by Salerno Butter Cookies. The guy went bananas. And that's a guy with a voice. Okay. He loved it. Absolutely. So it's Orion Samuelson. So I, hope you're in heaven right now, Orion.
Does WGN still do the Farm Report?
You know what? It's interesting because there really aren't very many people downstate anymore, as I mentioned in an earlier segment. And WGN, I don't think it's been knocked down from 50,000 watts to like 10, but kind of may as well be. But I don't know that they do that anymore. I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know that all those farms are malls now, abandoned malls. That's
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know exactly. It's very, very sad.
And I ran into a guy out in North Dakota, and he was at there was some kind of convention going on, and he was at the comedy club, and he was talking, and he said that he farmed himself, 500 acres.
Wow.
That was his farm. My dad said that when he was growing up in Minnesota, if you had 40 acres to farm, you were working from dawn till dusk.
Do you know what happens to a farmer when he steps on a rake? He gets 2 acres. That is a joke that Jonathan Brandmeier used to tell all the time, and it never stopped being funny.
You get to see you and Mark Levin's 2 acres.
I tell you, we got to get some way to get involved in this Megan and Mark thing. I mean, how do we do that? I mean, I can't scream as loudly as Mark does, and I got rejected by NBC too, just like Megyn Kelly did. You know that Megyn Kelly, I think I mentioned this before, was Amy Jacobson's intern years ago. Amy Jacobson. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Absolutely was. All right. Where should we go? Chris, your choice, right here among the stories. Do you like anything here?
Well, you want to keep on the Tucker Carlson?
Oh yeah. What's the Tucker Carlson thing that we saw here? Oh yeah, Saturday Night Live had a guy imitating Tucker Carlson, and they did it. It was the peg was decent. It was legitimate. They were having Tucker Carlson talk about the Oscars, and because the Oscars were the next day, and he says stuff like in Hamlet, he Hamnet hijacked the L and it took it away from LGBTQ or something like that. I mean, it was okay. The voice was okay. The laugh was not as good as this Israeli guy, who does Tucker Carlson. But the main thing, my beef with it is that it was an attack from Tucker Carlson from the left, made no mention whatsoever of his anti-Semitism. I mean, there is an allusion, a reference really to how crazy he's getting now. He like devil possession and all that, which he talks about. I mean, but it's but nothing about that.
He was saying that Mark Levin was using witchcraft on him, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean that kind of stuff. I mean, it's just
that's Alex Jones level.
Yeah, no, really, it is. And so it was, it was just it fit the left diagnosis of what's going on. But that's Saturday Night Live, so it was kind of disappointing. But at least they were going after him. And like I say, this Israeli guy really has the devilishness of the laugh nailed down. Sometimes I'll see a clip from this Israeli guy. I won't even listen to the substance, prattling like Tucker does, and I'll just fast forward to the laughter. But in any event, I hesitate to close here by ripping on Steve Bannon, because I know that I wanted to tease Chris, because I usually like to get him on either Jason Benetti, who didn't get another. Oh yeah, he's filled in for a guy in the NCAA tournament, first round, a guy who was sick. I mean, that guy's ubiquitous. Everybody loves Jason Benetti except Chris. Am I right about that, Chris?
Again, they get some kind of points for hiring someone with a disability. That's what it has to be at this point.
I mean,
So again, he's better. He's okay at basketball and football. I do not mind him because he does not have time to squeeze in bad jokes. And
right, the bad
in
jokes.
Baseball, he is absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
When John Schifrin is better than you, you are pretty bad.
Wow. Well, I mean, I read this thing about Bannon, how he was trying to rehabilitate Epstein's image, and I wondered what you thought about that.
Well, so there's two stories.
When Epstein was alive, he was trying to do this.
There was two stories. One, that he was working on a documentary. That's why he had all those meetings and was recording him. With some of the text exchange, he said I heard that he was just trying to get friendly, to get him to open up about things. So he was trying to play like he was a friend with him. I don't know.
Oh, I see. Oh, how sly.
I don't know. Bannon just looks like someone who would enjoy trips to Epstein Island.
He's got that studied, disheveled look. There's no question about that.
But I also think that he knows where to float to get money. And if someone has unlimited money, it's probably not a bad idea to say, yeah, I'll do your documentary. And Epstein was financing the documentary, so he's probably getting paid a ton.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. Now, that sounds like a grifter to me, not like a Dan Quixote. But, I could be wrong. Anyway, I was looking for the article here, and I think somebody snuck in, probably Mossad, I guess, and deleted. This is the story that I had.
Well, let's talk about the Wizard of Oz instead.
Oh, the Wizard of Oz, real quickly here. Yeah,
I saw this. That's why I don't mind.
Yeah.
Went to the Sphere.
No, so look, this guy. I mean, the tweet. He's standing in front of that event place in Las Vegas, that new one, the Sphere, right? And there's these gigantic ruby red slippers and legs, seemingly coming out of it. And the guy is a tourist and just loves the fact that he's got to see the Wizard of Oz there, and there's all kinds of pyrotechnics involved in it, and they have leaves falling on you during the cyclone and everything. I'm just wondering if they maybe could get Pink Floyd to do a concert there and play Dark Side of the Moon during it. Why not? Why not try that? But yeah, it looks like fun. Would you guys like to go to Vegas and do that sometime?
I saw it. I saw it at the Sphere.
I'm sorry?
I saw it. I saw Wizard of Oz at the Sphere.
Oh, you did?
The movie?
Yes.
Well, how did you like it?
It was all right. They edit the movie down to about an hour and 25 minutes, which is nice because they got to get more people through there.
Yeah.
But I mean, there was your seats shake. They have the witches flying around on broomsticks, like flying past you.
Do y'all get wet when she kills the witch?
No. Apples fall down.
Oh.
It was
somewhere over the rainbow, where they cut the somewhere over the rainbow number right out, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Bruce Wolf, and we got to cut out. Bruce Wolf, Tim Slagle on the Weekly Wrap.
And that's the Weekly Wrap on radio and television. Follow Bruce at Bruce Wolf Shy on Twitter and Tim at timslagle.com. The Weekly Wrap with Bruce Wolf, a CP Pods production.